Complement.
Subject. What did we say about subject? What is a subject?
Leila.
Leila.
Leila, what is a subject? No, which one is a subject? What is a
It's
subject?
it's the
Something what
thing.
we talk about, or something that's
No,
talk about in the sentence.
It's the person or thing that do the
the
action.
action.
Okay, yes. The subject is the doer or the performer of the action in the sentence, right? Is the person or thing who does the action. Okay, then we have, what is the next part of this sentence?
There.
The
The
verb.
verb. Yes, the verb is vote, right? What is the verb?
The action.
Action.
The action, right? The verb refers to the action. And the next part is,
Complement.
okay, but we call this another thing.
Object.
The
Indirect
object.
object.
What is the object of the sentence? Do you remember?
Cell phone.
Which
Is
receives the action.
the thing that receives
It-
the action.
Yeah.
The thing.
It's involved with the action. It's the person or things who receives the action, right? Okay, in this class, we are going to focus our attention on the object again, okay? So let's see. We have different type of objects in English, okay? So we are going to check them today. I want you to pay attention. I want you to take notes because after this, I'm going to ask some questions, okay? Pay attention. It says there are two types of objects. We have the direct object and indirect object, okay? So how can we define them? It says that the direct object answers the question what or who. Okay, so this is the direct object when the object answers these two questions. And then we have the indirect object answers the questions to whom or for whom. Okay, so this is the difference between these two type of objects. Okay, we're going to see some examples, some sentences, and I want you to tell me what kind of objects do we have here in these sentences. Okay, let's see here. Number one, they sent him a podcast. I want you to raise your hand if you know what kind of objects do we have here. Christian,
Indirect object.
why?
Because who because answer the question who sent him a postcard, whom, and
Okay, it's not very
they
clear. Okay, it's not very clear. Let's see. Genesis, please.
Yes, teacher. It's a direct object because it's what they do. They send him a postcard.
Okay, thank you. Samuel, what do you think? Do you agree with your partner?
I think that is indirect object because we have to focus on the verb and the verb in where is directed. And I think that is
So what is
the
the object in this sentence, Samuel?
I think that is Mary.
Again, please? No, we are in the first sentence, right?
Okay.
First sentence, sentence one. What is the object, guys, in the first sentence?
a postcard.
A postcard.
Him, teacher.
Him is the object.
Yes.
Okay.
That
So
is why it's an indirect object.
why,
Because
Diego?
answer the question to whom.
Okay, yes. So this is an indirect object because it answers the question to whom. Remember that generally we have the object after the verb, okay? So let's see here, the next one. He invited Mary to the party. What do you think, guys? What is the object in this sentence? Which one? Which is the object?
Mary.
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 Indirect
Okay,
object.
direct or indirect object?
Indirect object.
Okay, what is the question here that answer? What is the question that we are answering in this sentence?
Who invite Mary?
Es que usted se está enfocando en el sujeto, no en el objeto. Si yo pregunto, who invited Mary? We can say he, porque he es el quien invitó a María, a Mary, right? Se está enfocando en el sujeto. Trate de enfocarse en el objeto de la oración. So, what do you think? Which of these?
Who was invited? Say the question.
Who was invited? Mary. So we have a direct object. Who? Mary. Who did you invite it? Who was invited? Mary, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. David repaired his car. What do you think? What is the object in this sentence?
His car.
His car. It's a
Direct
direct
or
object.
indirect? Diego?
Direct.
It's a question that we are answering here. What is the question?
Who repaired his car?
You are focused on the subject, Genesis.
What
Okay.
was repaired?
What repaired
What?
David?
What?
What? His car. What did he repair? His car. Right? Okay, what about the last one? What is the object in the last?
His son.
His son. Okay, direct or indirect?
Indirect.
Indirect.
And answer the question for whom?
For whom, right? He bought his son a bike. For whom? For his son. Okay, good. So let's see here. In your book, you have some patterns to follow when we are talking about direct or indirect objects. Okay, I want you to pay attention on this. It says, for most verbs in English, including give, lend, mail, send, show, teach, and tell, direct and indirect objects follow these patterns. As you can see, we have two patterns here. Pattern A, and we have here pattern B. Okay, so most verbs in English, okay, and these ones that we have here follow both patterns. Okay, pattern A and B. Let's see. We are going to check the patterns. It says we have the direct object, okay, then we have two, and then we have an indirect object, because in some sentences we have not only one object, okay, we have sometimes two objects, okay, and then we have here another pattern to follow. First we have the indirect object, and then we have the direct object. Okay, we are going to give them colors. Sorry. So, as you can see, first is the indirect and then the direct object. So we interchange the places, but in this one we need a preposition. In this case we have two, okay? So let's see, for example, we can say the store mailed the books to John. But we can say also the store mailed John the books. We can use both, right? Or we can say the store mailed the boots to him, or the store mailed him the boots. Okay, so as you can see, with these verbs, we can use both patterns. Okay, and the meaning is exactly the same. Then we have the other one, the other group of verbs. Let's see here. It says, with verbs such as announce, describe, explain, mention, recommend, return, and say, the indirect object cannot precede the direct object. ¿Ok? O sea que no podríamos seguir el pattern B, porque el indirect object no puede estar antes que el direct object. ¿Ok? No puede precederlo, no puede estar adelante de él. ¿Ok? Entonces, we follow pattern A. We follow this pattern. Let's see. Pattern A. Right? So we follow the one that we have here. For example, they explain the new product to their customers. Okay, we cannot say they explain their customer the new product. Okay, so in some verbs, we cannot use pattern B. Okay, in this case, we use just pattern A. Let's go to the next group. It says, with verbs such as allow, ask, cause, and cost, the indirect object generally precedes the direct object and take no preposition. Okay, so we follow pattern B. En estos verbos seguimos el patrón B. This one. For example, the boots cost John $100. No podríamos decir the boots cost $100 to John. Estaría incorrecto, ¿cierto? John asked the source several questions about his bill. Okay, so remember, in these verbs, we use pattern B. For example, I'm going to give you a sentence. Let's see here. So here you have a sentence, okay? I want you to tell me what is the object in this sentence. What do you think? What is the object in this sentence?
Her.
Again, please.
Her brother.
Her brother. Okay, what do you think, guys? Her brother is the object of the sentence?
Maybe there are the direct object and indirect object.
Okay, tell me please, which one is the indirect and which one is the direct object?
A sweater is the direct and her brother is indirect.
Okay, thank you. So here we have a sweater is an object, and here we have it answers the question what, so it's direct, right? And then we have her brother is the indirect object because it answers the question for whom. Okay, so do you think we can change this sentence with the other pattern? Because here we have direct object, we have a preposition, and then we have the indirect object. Do you think we can change the sentence? What do you think? Can we change the sentence with the other pattern?
It could be something like she bought for her brother a sweater.
Remember that when we change the pattern, we don't need preposition.
Okay.
In pattern B, we don't need a preposition. I'm going to show you the patterns here. And you have to tell me.
She bought her brother a sweater.
Yes, she bought her brother a sweater, right? So we can use the pattern B. So here we have pattern A and we have pattern B, right? So we need to change and we don't need preposition. Okay, so these are the verbs that we can use, the same that you have in your book. And then here we have the others, okay? So I want you to choose one verb from each of the columns, and I want you to write your own sentences, okay? Using the patterns that we have here, okay? And if in the middle, you have to do both sentences with pattern A and pattern B. Okay, so I'm going to give you some minutes so you can write your sentences, okay? Any questions about the task? Okay, try to follow the pattern that we have here with any of the verbs that we have here, okay?
Teacher, with by we can do pattern A and B.
Yes, with most verbs in English. Con la mayoría de los verbos en inglés, incluidos estos los que tenemos acá. Okay?